The great thing about our platform is we have a lot of flexibility to invest across all asset classes. Right now, it's all U.S. domiciled asset acquisitions, Roger. So, we spend our time really digging into the macro of the U.S. and then the micro of either regions or states and cities, and get as granular as obviously micro markets and just corners and street corners and things of that nature. And we have a little bit of a unique model in that we do have in-house data scientists and engineers that really provide us in what we call the MVP. What the MVP is for us at Cadre here is it's a proprietary research tool that allows us to pinpoint what we think are the top 15 markets for investing in multifamily. It's right now we have the top 10 markets for office and the top 10 markets for industrial. And what that does is it allows us to spend what we say is about 80% of our time proactively looking in those markets for opportunities. And then the other 20% of the time, what I say is we're reacting to top tier operators in markets that aren't in those, that Cadre 15 for whatever reason, or sorry, the MVP. We renamed it the MVP from the Cadre 15 about a year ago. But from that standpoint, for us, it's all about, really reacting to, opportunities and having a big funnel. We like to think of ourselves as a little bit more of sharpshooters as opposed to taking big macro bets. We don't put 20, 30 billion to work the way some of these big funds do. We tend to put out funds of 10, 15, 20 assets, and we like to spend our time really trying to figure out how to generate alpha given what's going on in the macro environment. So what does that mean? That means we have the flexibility to say, okay, right now investing in office is probably not the right thing to do because of the fundamentals and because of where cap rates are and because of, well, if you could see where cap rates are right now, there's really no visibility into that because there's no transactions. But there's also no debt financing on the office side for the most part. But it allows us to then pivot to multifamily or industrial or life science, depending on where the market is. Roger, sometimes I kind of equate it to surfing, whereas, obviously if you knew where the wave was forming before it formed, you'd have a big distinct advantage over your competitors because you'd be in the right place to catch that wave. Now you still have to catch it. You still have to figure out what's going on in those micro markets. So we augment that research with top tier operators. So our business model is to partner with operating partners that are either local on the ground or have a specialty in, let's say hospitality. We tend to be, 80 to 90% of the capital. They tend to bring 10 to 20% of the capital to the table, and their expertise in that asset class or the location on the ground, which, I've always been a believer in my, 20 years of investing in real estate that, you bet on the jockey, not the horse a lot of times. And, the operators that we bring to our platform, we truly vet, but we've known, and we have a, really extensive database of operators that we call, or we discuss deals from. We either see deals from them or we bring deals to them as well. And that's a huge component of the success of our platform.